what's up? What's up, chat? It's your girl, Rebecca. Yeah. Welcome. Welcome. No makeup, still in pajamas. That's how you know it's a Twitch stream. Okay. Not a booba stream. You do that elsewhere. Okay. Honestly, more power to the women who, you know, do booba stream stuff. But honestly, there's better websites for that. But only if you're willing to do more intense content, okay? I'm just gonna put it that way. What is up? We're gonna have, like, our daily our daily chess tactics. Rebecca Lauren does Christian stream. No, I'm not Christian. I said daily bread because that's a colloquial thing. Because of religion, but it still becomes a thing when it's colloquial. That's how world works. That's how language works. That's, you know, you say things doesn't necessarily, you know, it's like you have one thing that's like the origin. And then you have, like, the evolution of that. And, like, I feel like that's, like, the wonderful, amazing part of, like, human experience is that no matter what the original definition of something, no matter what the original intention of something, it's what you get out of it and synergize and, like, create from it that matters. And so it's like, that's like when you write a novel, for example, or make a movie or a TV show, you can get something out of it that's not what you think it is. Like, just because, you know, there's some people out there, I know Devin Nash feels about fiction. I mean, he plays video games and stuff, so I don't understand why he doesn't see movies and TV shows and not like fiction novels as... I mean, if he thinks I guess he replaces those with video games. But honestly, I feel like if you leave fiction out of your reading material, you're really doing yourself a disservice because you literally don't know what you're missing out on as far as your inner understanding of yourself and of the world. Because when you read fiction, you're reading something that doesn't exist in reality, which allows you to learn something from it that you would never be able to learn in your own reality. So, as you know, obviously I love nonfiction. I've been reading some self-help books. I think they're very useful. I think there is a point where it's like you're reading too much. I only read a self-help book if someone I highly respect and trust their knowledge about a subject recommends it. And I even don't read all the books they recommend. I'm like reading the ones that are going to look like they're going to give me the most value. Because honestly, I don't think self-help books are really that helpful unless it's a very specific, like targeted idea. And I think like Atomic Habits was a really good one that I read because that was something I was kind of already doing. But like reading it, you know, in that book was pretty good. You know, like building systems in place rather than just having goals, having like specific plans that are actually effortless to do. Such as me, like every morning now, I did have a habit where as soon as I woke up, I would like write in my journal, but I ended up skipping that. And I was like, well, if that's becoming difficult for me to do every day, I need to do something even simpler. And I took, you know, I do watch a lot of Devin Nash. You know, I've watched his Patreon videos and his YouTube videos. He mentioned, like, kind of offhand one time, like, someone said, what's the first thing you should do in the morning? And, you know, he said, you know, the first thing you should do in the morning is drink 32 ounces of water and get some sunlight. And so I kind of adapted that. I just drink 16 ounces of water because 32 ounces is kind of a lot to drink at once. And I go outside like while my water is boiling for my coffee, and I walk down the block, like not even very far, like a 30-second walk, like a 1-minute walk down to the park. You know, there's like a park, and and I just like kind of stand around and like look around at the greenery, and kind of think a little bit, get some sunlight to like, get my eyes set for the day. Because, you get some sunlight and it kind of like sets you for like the day. Like it wakes you up. It's like blue light. That's why you don't want to use a lot of blue light. You should just avoid screens entirely. Except for like my Kindle. I got a Kindle and it's like e-paper. It's basically the same as reading a book. I don't even use the backlight. I just use my regular light. It's like reading a book. It's obviously not directly the same. It's still a screen, but it's like e-paper. So it's like ink that's like electronically moved. It's really kind of cool. I like it. And it's helping me read a lot more. That's where I read Atomic Habits. It's one of the things about the habits is that you figure out, like you strategize like the kind of habits that you can form that will be in a combination of habits will lead you towards your goal just by doing them. Even if you're not intending to do it directly, even if you do the bare minimum of those habits, you will still reach your goal. And so that's like, you don't have to feel like doing it, you just have to do it. And so if you make it easy to do, then you're going to show up to do it even when you don't want to. And so like in the morning after I come back from that little tiny short little walk, and finish my water, I then, make my coffee, and while I'm waiting for the coffee to drip, I go up against my door. I use it as like kind of a safety net. I use this cushion on the floor, like this like cushion I have. I use this. I'm like all pink today. I use this cushion on the floor to do inverted yoga positions. And I use my door as a safety net because it can be dangerous to fall. But I've gotten pretty good at it over the past like several months. I can actually stand up. I've actually done it on my yoga mat before without falling. But it builds your core, it inverts you, it puts your heart above your head, which is really good for your circulation and stuff like that. You put pressure on your head for the headstand, and like that activates like lymphatic system, which helps with like your immune system. And I have a good diet. I have I get healthy food delivered every week. That's designed for it's formulated for diabetics. It has it has like quinoa, it has like kale, and like fish and chicken. Like it's really like healthy. And there's like even like some Indian food, like curry stuff, and it's like a variety of different foods for throughout the week. And they're not like every single meal, but it's like it's a meal a day, and it makes that much simpler to eat healthy. I just pop it in the microwave for a few minutes. Because before I was like, oh, I have to get out the onions, I have to chop it up, I have to cook it, and it's like that is like good idea on paper, but if you actually you have to work your way up to being able to cook regularly. And I love cooking, but if you miss it, then you're gonna miss out on the healthy food. Like if you don't do it every single time, then it's gonna be easier to just, I'm just gonna eat a peanut butter sandwich, or I'm just gonna which isn't terrible, but I'm just gonna eat that microwave burrito or whatever. So instead of having like microwave burritos, I have microwave healthy food. And these are they have no preservatives, they're like organic, it's like, oh, it's great. It means that it doesn't keep for like months and months, but I don't need it to keep for a month. I only need to be able to eat it in a week. There's like a salad, there's like other stuff, there's like, it's like lentils, brown rice, like cauliflower, broccoli, super healthy food. And so eliminating that barrier, making it easier, because otherwise it's not going to happen at all. Because if I have healthy food that I can just pop in the microwave, I'm like 100% going to eat it. Instead of I might get around to preparing a healthy meal by going to the store, getting the vegetables, getting the meat, coming home, using the cutting board, having the stove on, cooking it, you know, like that is great. I love doing that, but am I going to do that every single day for every meal? I have to work up to that, and that's going to take a lot of time, and it starts with the easy habits, and then you gradually add more habits. And so having that like headstand, and then I do a shoulder stand because my osteopath added that in, and that's actually way better. Like doing the headstand and then the shoulder stand is actually like a great complement to that. And then I just do that for like, I hold it up for as long as I can, usually like at least a minute. And as long as you do it, like it's not like how much you do, how long you do it. It's the fact that you're doing it on a consistent basis, that you're showing up to do it. And then eventually you get stronger. Like I get physically stronger. Like my core gets developed. My back muscles need to get strengthened, which is why I have back pain and neck pain. It's because I have like hyperflexibility or something like that. And it means that like my spine like can like function without as much, like over time it's gotten worse, but like I can function basically with less muscles, which means that my muscles are kind of atrophied. So when I put extra stress on myself, I start to feel pain. And I honestly, like, I need to be able to, I'm actually really, really weak, like physically. I need to strengthen myself. And that's why I'm doing the inverted yoga. And then I'm working my way up to doing Pilates, because I was trying to do Pilates, but I could barely do like 20 minutes of it. And obviously you need to push yourself, but I don't think that's very sustainable. You know, I understand like if you go to like the Marine Corps or something and they put you through basic training, they push you and they force you to do that. But are you going to do that when you get out of the military? Probably not. Like, you know, when you're in the military, they force you into a schedule, and maybe that's going to carry on to the rest of your life. It's obviously will in some form, but it's not going to be the way it was when you're in basic training. Like there's someone literally there shouting in your face to do it. You're forced to do it. You can get like dishonorably discharged if you like fail too much or whatever. So it's like, I don't know, and you get reprimanded, you know, you get additional punishment. I don't know. Like it's really toxic. But the reason why they do that is because you have to become a soldier so that you can protect your life and protect your like your company's life, like your platoon or whatever. Nobody's even listening. Well, apparently you are, and apparently you're here, so just don't be toxic, okay? Let's go play some chess. Yeah, I mean, that's a YouTube video I was recording, so, you know. Somebody's gonna listen. You're listening. What? You're literally lying. You Weasley little liar. I'm listening. So regardless, I'm listening, okay? This is my journal that I've created. You don't know me. You don't know me. Okay, let's switch to some chess before we get canceled. And just like that, like Atomic Habits, you know? Just like that. Like with these Atomic Habits, I've been burnt out from chess for like almost a year now. And so the way to get back into that is I should be doing tactics every day. Like just, it doesn't have to even be that long. And so using those Atomic Habits as a strategy, then like I can say, okay, anytime I start my stream, for sure, I'm going to start out with doing tactics, or at some point do tactics in my stream. And then, or I could just do that, like, you know, even if I wasn't streaming, I could do it after that yoga. And you just kind of stack those habits together. And you get this, like, okay, so I wake up, I get a 16 ounces of water, I go outside for like a few minutes, I get sunlight, I drink the water, I come back, I then prepare my coffee. While the coffee is preparing, I do my inverted yoga, and then I get the coffee, and then I do something that's like productive, like start my work or start my stream, or you know, or, you know, I at the very least, like, you know, before I do anything else, like after the yoga, and like if I'm starting my stream, then I may as well just start my stream to do this. But if I'm not, right after doing the yoga, do some chess tactics, you know, do some puzzles, you know, get my brain moving, do something to improve my chess, you know, and it's actually very beneficial over time. Tactics is like the most beneficial thing you can do, and just doing it, obviously you want to do it as you want to get as much out of it as possible. Like, you want to like solve the puzzle before you solve it. Like I'm gonna go here. That's checkmate in 1. Oh, I didn't even show it. But you know, like you do the puzzle like the proper way, you know, and then the process of working through the positions to get the best answer will vastly improve your chess. And just doing it over time, even if it's like a few puzzles, like 3 puzzles, if you do that every single day, that really adds up over time, because you're creating this habit in your brain where you're thinking about something, and then you'd be surprised how much of a difference it makes in your games. And obviously, if I should be playing like 15-minute games at least, not like Blitz or anything. Although if I just want to play Blitz, then I should just play Blitz, because if I just say, oh, I can only play classical games, or I can only play rapid games, then it's like, well, just like what I said with the example for cooking, like, if the answer is doing something easier or not doing it at all, it's infinitely better to do the easier thing. Obviously, you want to do the ideal thing, but if you're not going to do the ideal thing at all, and you're just going to be like this all or nothing approach, you're going to end up failing. Because, you know, I'm going to win a queen. Oh, I'm going to win a queen here. So anyway, like, that's kind of like what I wanted to say. It's this whole thing about like atomic habits, and, you know, what I've been doing to improve my life. Anyway, let's get into the chess. You know, talking about all these habit formations and then not even doing it, you know. Well, I am doing it, but, you know, let's get to the next stage of my stream where we actually go into it and do the work. Okay, so if I check here, king comes in. If only I had a bishop on this diagonal, this would be a checkmate pattern. But, because it's not, I'm going to check, and then I win a rook with check. And I'm probably going to get, I'm definitely going to win, because I'm up a rook. If I take the rook, king takes. Yeah, you know, people like Fist, you don't understand, you know, I kind of forgive you a little bit, because you don't really understand the reality of why I stream and all that kind of stuff, and like the reasons to stream at all. I'm very aware of the market. I've been in it for a long time, and not only that, I'm not deluding myself into, you know, like, a lot of people will stay small streamers forever. And it's just a fact, because they have a certain mindset that is holding them back, and they don't educate themselves. And it's like, it doesn't even matter like how much you do something if you're doing it with the wrong intention, and if you have like the wrong mindset. And people will, like, you know, cater, you know, they'll like cultivate these communities and stuff, which unfortunately, I mean, I have a very, 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 very micro community. Unfortunately, some people are able to like kind of make like a, you know, 50 to 100 viewer community. It's a little harder for me, because I'm like very, very difficult to like as a person. But once people understand me, they seem to all like, I mean, it's kind of a weird situation, because once people like understand me, they seem to never leave. And so that's a good sign in my book, Because that means if I have one person that's going to support me for the rest of my life, then I think that can scale pretty well. I think I'm, you know, I do my best to be a good person, and I do my best to provide value to the world. And if like one or two people find value, like high value from me, for one reason or another, and they support me no matter what I do, that's a true fan. And if you have 1,000 true fans, you can do pretty much anything in life. You have the resources. Because if you like want to have a cause, like, hey, like I need to raise money for this charity or something, then that's 1,000 people who will support you in that. Oh yeah, I'm gonna win a rook. Or, you know, any of my other content, like if I finish my novel, for example, I'm gonna win bishop and a rook. Yeah, and this queen's not gonna be able to do anything. Oh. Obviously get the bishop. Whoops. Whoopsie. But yeah, you know, it's like, there's a reason why I stream even when nobody's watching. It's like, it's like an alternate form of a journal that I've created for myself, that I've, you know, set this up over the past 3 years. And I'm trying to do my best in multiple areas in my life, like my writing, my YouTubing, which is really kind of, really behind. I mean, I'm streaming, but I have another channel that's, because I basically just turned this channel into a streaming channel. I have so few followers, it doesn't really matter at this point. But I feel like I wanted to develop a YouTube channel that has a very specific idea behind it, and also like a brand behind it, like Cabbage Brain Takes. Because like that channel is more for like shorts, and for like edited videos that are like my like kind of essays and stuff, you know, behind like a brand name rather than my name. And then like I have my personal stream, because it's like my VOD channel, you know, like you know, because apparently, you know, it'll tank your algorithm, you know, from streaming and keeping your VODs. I don't know if that's true though, because I do know that YouTube kind of spoke about it, that each video is individually analyzed by the algorithm. So like you can make like 100 videos, each one of those videos is independent from each other. So I don't know if that's true, you know, but so I don't know. I actually don't know the truth, obviously, but you know, if I'm gonna believe like what YouTube has stated about it. But then there's also like analysts, and I did hear this from Devin Nash, and like I don't trust him completely. You should never trust someone completely, like blindly. That's like stupid. But I you know, judging from the content he's made and what he's talked about and how accurate he's been and the fact that he's in the industry, you know, I don't know. But YouTube has made a statement that, let's checkmate. YouTube did make a statement about like how the algorithm works, and how basically you could just keep making videos. You don't have to worry about like if one video does badly, that it'll affect your channel. YouTube made a statement that was like, each video is individually analyzed by the algorithm, and they're unique to each other, like to itself. So it's like if you make one video that gets like 10,000 views, but your next video gets like 100 views, it's not going to negatively impact your channel. But they may have changed that. So I don't know. In the end of the day, I still think it's better socially, because there are like social algorithms, like as far as like the expectations of your viewers and stuff. That is not like it's not like a literal algorithm, but it's like the social algorithm that we live in the society that we live in. You know, because obviously if you do something like shit in a neighbor's lawn or something, you're gonna get like, I mean, probably gonna get arrested. But if you do something that's like not arrestable, right? And it like pisses a whole bunch of people off, you're gonna be negatively affected by society. And unfortunately, I feel like I burned a lot of bridges in my life from being autistic and people not understanding and just people being very judgmental and punishing of behavior that they don't understand. And despite all my efforts to change that behavior, I'm gonna win a bishop. I can win a rook. The only way to defend is... Oh! God damn it, I forgot to cancel the click. The only way to, yeah. I was gonna go like this. The only way to cancel... the only way to block it would be to do the queen, or if you move the king, either way, I'm gonna win a rook. And if, you probably wouldn't want to trade, you'd probably move the knight back. But either way, that's still winning heavily. Well, I screwed that up by misclick. And then I have a check. And you have to take with the queen, and then I just take with the queen. Or... And you know, as much as I feel, you know, my problem is like, I don't trust a process to work. Because of so many negative repercussions that have happened in my life, I'm kind of trained mentally. And I know that I need to, that I need to change my outlook. Because a lot of the times my outlook prevents me from making progress. And if I just trust the process and commit to it, the results will happen. And it's not going to be like this perfect thing, but it's going to be better than nothing. And so I'm doing a lot of things in my life that I can trust, and no random viewer on my stream will ever understand. So I don't trust what a random viewer tells me. I will never trust what a random viewer tells me because they're wrong. Because I analyzed my situation and I've consulted with people. I understand my situation, and I will always understand my situation better than anybody else. Except for a mentorship, like a doctor or a therapist or like a coach. You know, somebody I enlisted to be my advisor. You know, those are all mentorships. A random viewer is not my mentor. A random viewer is a random person who I don't know, who has no idea, who is just like catching a small snippet of my life and who knows nothing about my entire process of building a brand and building a life. And they don't know 100% of the content that I make on the internet. And they don't know the progress I've made in each of those endeavors. And I am making amazing progress in a couple of different areas. And one of them way more than anything else. And something that has a lot of potential as a career. Where I average like 200 viewers on this other channel I can't talk about. For contractual reasons. Contractual reasons. But you know, I have like 200 viewers on average. And a good number of those are return fans. Because these fans are, you know, people who believe in me and really enjoy the content I create. And they even give me money for it. And if a few people do it, then probably more people are going to do it. So I have proof of concept, and it's not just a delusion. You know, it's based on empirical evidence. And I'm just, and also besides that, something I've needed to work on my entire life is being consistent by showing up and doing the work, even if it's only for like 2 hours. And if I do that 4 days a week and I show up at the same time every week for each of those 4 days, over time, that's going to work out somehow. And it is. And so I need to trust that. It's not happening as fast as I would like it to, but it's happening. And so I trust that. So regardless of what else I do during the week, I'm already winning. And so anything else I do, like my writing, that's a long-term goal. My writing, so I can, fill up my blog with essays and short stories. Finish my novel to publish. Make my YouTube, make my TikTok, grow my Twitter, streaming, for my existing fans or for myself, really, as a journal and as accountability for the things I want to work on. Right now, the only things I really want to work on are obviously doing these chess tactics and just talking, just chatting. Chess is basically a just chatting with extra steps. And Valorant and League of Legends. Those are things that I want to work on because I want to participate in tournaments. And there's some free tournaments from a website that I found called Challenger Mode that has even low ranked tournaments. But either way, I want to get higher ranked. So it's in order to get better at tournaments, I need to practice. And so I'm going to get higher ranked, and then I'm going to have access to more tournaments. And I might not earn much money, but I want to do that for myself. Because I want to challenge myself, and I want to play in tournaments that also, I want to work with a team. I don't want to just be solo queue. I want to play on a team. I want to work with people. That's a skill that I need to develop for the rest of my life, not just for a video game. I need to be able to work with a team because that's my lowest ability skill in my life, and it's prevented me from any kind of progress. Because if you can't work with people, you basically can't do anything in life. And I don't want to just be a hermit. I don't want to just live on my own. That makes me miserable. I'm not sure what I'm getting out of this. I'm not sure what I would get out of that. What's that queen gonna do? If I attack the bishop, you could even just trade. I mean, you're just gonna win a pawn in that case. That's a terrible move. Hey, Shineako, welcome back. So yeah, it's random viewers are not gonna decide what I do. You're not gonna you have random viewers Fizz, said nobody's listening. You don't understand why I'm streaming. You don't understand what I'm doing in my life. You have no idea what my overall my overall life is. You don't know why I do the things I do, such as the reason why I want to find a team. And I've already found one person who wants to form a team, a viewer now, who who I've already played some Valorant and League with, and hopefully long term can be a member of my team. And I can talk to and not get frustrated, not get angry, not get, these are things I need to work on as an autistic person, is being able to work on a team. In order to ever have a job, you need to work on a team, and that's something that I'm not really able to do. And doing it on a stream with a team, like for a video game, is very low risk, but it's high gains. Very low risk, but very high reward, because I'm getting so much more out of it than I'm putting in. Well, I'm putting in a lot because it's really difficult for me to work with people who have very different ways of doing things. That's actually the main reason why I'm disabled, is because I can work really well, like emotionally, maybe not effectively, but I can work very well emotionally when I don't have some conflicting opinions. But the problem is that in society, everybody has a conflicting opinion on how to do things. And they have different ways of talking. They have different ways of doing things. And in order to function in the world, especially in a job, or anywhere, any job, no matter what that is, whether it's in esports or whether it's at Walmart, you have to be able to work with people without conflict. And the problem is I've gotten fired or left my job because of that conflict. And I'm effectively permanently disabled according to a judge that, determined my SSI case. And it doesn't mean I'm going to be like that forever, because I'm autistic forever. That's not going to change. But I can build these skills because I've been able to build other skills. I've been able to work out the ability to do chess. I've been able to work out the ability to, show up to my computer and stream. I've developed the ability to, develop these little tiny habits I've been talking about earlier, about doing like yoga, and I'm still trying to get the habit of brushing my teeth. I'm doing it every night now, and I brushed my teeth. I forgot to write it down last night. Oh, I already ripped out the page. I have I take my medications. I go to my doctor's appointments. I already know that I'm not mentally handicapped, like in that sense. I'm socially handicapped because regulating my emotions in a group setting is really difficult. And so that's why I started going to group therapy, because that's a situation where we're working on a collective goal. And I don't have to be there, so I'm not going to get conflict the way I would at a job. And so I can develop this ability to handle emotional stress. And the more you do that, the better you get at it. And I'm not trying to run away from my problems. I'm trying to solve my problems. And in order to do that, I have to show up and do the hard work. And for me, that means something different than anyone else on the planet. And so for me, doing things like trying to get a team to play Valorant or League of Legends is a huge plus for my life. Whereas for some random person who really doesn't have these problems, they just don't want to have a job, then playing video games all day in a team, and obviously I think no matter what, playing in a team is always going to be better than just playing video games on your own. So I think anybody can benefit from this. If you just form a team and work with the team, it's one thing to be on a team, but work with the team. Develop the collective strategies. Learn how to have a collective rather than just saying, oh, my way or the highway. Being able to work with each other. To form strategies so that you can win games, because that is ultimately what will win games in a team game like Valorant or League of Legends. Obviously your mechanical ability, your meta ability, those are very good, but in the end of the day, if you can't work with your team, if you just do your own thing without caring what your team needs, you're gonna lose. Because I want to just do this thing. I'm gonna steal that kill because I want to get the XP. It's not about you. It's a 5v5 game. There's 5 players to think about. It's a team game, just like chess all of these pieces. It's 1v1, but all these pieces are like individual League of Legends champions. You have to work together, and so I'm trying to see like what the idea here is. Because if I win the bishop, I have a queen, a rook, and a knight versus a queen, a rook, and a bishop. What am I gaining from this? Check, and the king moves. What am I gaining? I guess I can push the pawn. I don't think that's the idea here. Oh, obviously, check. What am I doing? It's checkmate. Oh. I win a bishop. Check. What am I thinking? How did I miss the check? I didn't see the check there. I thought the rook was defending it or something. That was some weird blindness there. Well, I could just take the rook. But then what's the queen gonna do? I take the pawn? Is there a check or anything? Why not just take the rook? I could check. Is that better? Yeah, it's gonna be better. Infinitely better. It's... no, it's not. Queen comes in. Oh, I win a queen. And then I take the rook. Well, I have a bishop under attack. I can attack the... I can somehow attack the queen. Queen has to move. I can't take the bishop, obviously. What am I... I'm going to take the knight. Oh, if I take the knight with the knight, I'm attacking the queen. And not only that, I mean, the queen probably, like, continues to defend the bishop. Oh, what? Oh, it's check. It's even better. You would win easy? You want to play? What do you want to play? You want to play League? Or you want to play chess? You want to play Valorant? Hi, Airy. Very airy, very airy, very airy. Welcome. Well, you know, I feel like this is the problem a lot of people have with League of Legends, is they're going in it with the idea, oh, well, if you ever want to play, just let me know, and we could play any game you want. If you want to watch any game that you want, like, you can always recommend a game. I always invite my viewers to, like, oh, thank you, Airy. I always invite my viewers to, like, you know, you're a part of the stream as well. You're a huge part of the stream. So if you ever want me to play a different game, I'm not always gonna, you know, listen, but I'm gonna, if I try to, if I really don't feel like playing something, I'm just gonna say no, but most of the time I'm pretty reasonable. I'll just change the game that we're playing. I'm not really here for the game. I'm here for, this is my journal, you know? Yeah, I don't know why I didn't do that. It's way more forcing. You check, queen takes. Yeah. If queen takes, then I win a queen. So the king moves out of the way. It's defended by the bishop, and I win a. Oh yeah, I'm gonna win a queen. Yeah, so the king moves, I win a queen. If the queen takes, I win a queen. Well, I still think this is probably the best, because then you get the bishop back. But then, oh no, it's not the best. Oh, yes. But I feel like that's the issue that a lot of people have with League of Legends or Valorant or any team game. Is you have to understand that you're not there on your own. It's not you versus everyone else, and there just happens to be 4 other people you have to put up with. That's not what a team game is. A team game... Oh, I'm gonna win a well, I'm gonna win a rook. Is that when you play League of Legends or any other team game, you have to understand how you fit in with the rest of your teammates, and a lot of that is meta, but even besides the meta, even if you don't think the meta, because obviously I'm in like Iron 4, okay? If you think about meta at Iron 4, I think you're already destined to lose. You should not be thinking about meta until you're like Diamond or above, I don't think. Just like with chess, you should not be thinking about the meta, which is the opening theory, until you're at least like 1800 or 1900 over the board, classical. You know? Because if you're thinking, you're going to get diminished returns as soon as you get better at the game. All your opening theory is going to go out the window because you didn't understand the game enough. You don't have the skills required to really get the most out of that. You're getting very diminished returns from studying opening theory, especially if you're a beginner at chess. You should understand some basic opening principles, like you don't just move all your pawns. Like you try to get the center. You get all your pieces out towards the center. They should all be protected. You should get castled so your king is protected. Like basic stuff like that. Like connect your rooks, get your queen to like hang back, but like on maybe the second or third rank, somewhere over here for each side. And every piece should kind of be active and connected to each other so that you have options. And you could basically do that your whole entire chess career until like 1800 or above. Yeah, chess is pretty hard, but it's like one little teeny step at a time. And that's why you do these chess puzzles. You just solve these puzzles and you get all this understanding from the game. The best thing you could do is just learn basic opening principles. Well, obviously you learn how all the pieces move. You learn all the moves that you can't do, the legal moves. And then you like learn some basic opening theory, like you basically just, like if we go back here, like basically, you just want to get your pieces out. You get your like knights out, you get your bishops out. And everything's towards the center. You have pawns in the center, like maybe you defend the pawn. And then, I could even just go like that, but I think at that point you want a castle. Or, I guess, yeah, you would just castle, and then you have a basic thing. And obviously your opponent might do something, like, weird, or your opponent might do something drastic. And if you're just going on autopilot, because you don't understand, like, how to look for tactics, then if your opponent makes a weird move in the opening, you should stop thinking about your opening, and you should start thinking, okay, my opponent, if my opponent, put a pawn here, you're probably going to want to take that pawn, because first of all, you have to understand that because they move this pawn, this entire the king is in danger. Like, the king is exposed. He's naked. The king is exposed. Like, if you understand that, then it doesn't matter what opening theory you have. You can memorize the opening theory, like, okay, well, if my opponent plays here, then I have to do this. Like, at some point, your opponent's not going to fall into those, because if your opponent's making a move like this, they probably don't know anything about the game. You should not expose your king this way. There's a very specific opening called it's called the Dutch, where that is a strategy. But honestly, if you're just starting out the game, I would highly doubt your opponent knows how to play the Dutch. Let's just be real. Your opponent probably is just playing this because they're like, oh, I saw like a grandmaster play this and I'm gonna try it. And that's fine, you should experiment. But like, just understand that, like, most people will say not. I mean, I don't know. Some people will say you play as many openings as possible and just collect data. That's like the Bobby Fischer approach or Magnus Carlsen approach. Just basically, I mean, I don't know. Bobby Fischer played like the same openings a lot, but he also, I don't know, like Magnus Carlsen, like you play a variety of openings. Most top level players, you play a variety of openings and you like get a whole bunch of different positions and you understand the game a lot better. But that takes a lot of experience, a lot of study, and you start that study by doing the most effective thing possible, which is doing chess puzzles. If you just do as many different positions as possible to get the ideal outcome. So this is an endgame puzzle. So if I push this pawn, if you take it with this pawn, I take it with this pawn, and I'm gonna queen. So let's see if you just push this pawn trying to queen, I try to queen, you try to queen, I try to queen, you try to queen. I could even just check. Oh no, no, I couldn't. Check. I mean, oh, get ready. And then you would just take it. So I wouldn't want to do that. If you push, I push. You push. I actually trade. King takes. And then I can move my king up. And I'm gonna be able to promote somehow. Oh no, not there. I'm gonna be able to promote somehow. Because my king is over here defending the pawns. I don't have to queen right away. The only thing that's like preventing, like the only danger that I have as white is this pawn queening, because the king's right next to it, and I don't have any pieces that are long range. You know, the king can't get there in time. I'm out of the square, and also the king is defending. No matter what, I can never defend this with the king. Even if I could teleport the king, I can never get close enough. So it's perfectly fine. Oh, obviously I can't take that. So I mean, I need to calculate this. Queen. Then I have check. And then I could trade the queens. And then once you take this pawn, it's just one king, and I have two more pawns. So the move is the solution to this, because I looked at the position and I understood that there's like, okay, how I don't just make random moves. I have 3 pawns, but the move matters. And it's not about finding the move, like the literal move. Like, oh, if I play this, that's the best move. Like, you have to figure out why it's the best move. And so you have to say, okay, well, if I move, there's like only a certain amount of legal moves I can make. But you kind of like, okay, well, this one has the most likelihood of queening. But like, you know, it's a race against time. But if I queen, then I have a check, because look, you have the bishop, you have the queen and king on the same diagonal. And that's usually, I didn't get the solution. Yeah, it's not the literal solution. It's going to be the same idea. Did you see it? Did you see what I said there? It's the same idea. I'm going to check, and I'm going to trade off the queen. So no matter what, that's the first move, and that's the idea. So I was gonna check, because the king and queen are on the same diagonal. Do you see what I'm saying? That it doesn't matter like the literal moves that I make, Tracer. It doesn't matter the literal moves if I understand that if my opponent queens, the queen and king are going to be on the same diagonal. I didn't get the wrong move for the right. I got it for the exactly right reason. In fact, let me go back in the VOD so I can show you the position. Let me just sit there. Oh, my camera is also taking apart part of the screen. Oh. Oh, what am I doing? There we go. Let me show you. It's the same exact idea. You can win that queen for free. Oh, oops, that's the wrong position. So if I play f6, G takes f6, F takes f6, a3, f7, f2, f8 equals queen, a1 equals queen. How am I going to get the queen for free? Because the king's right next to the queen. Queen takes g7, check. King moves. If king a2, then I have, you know, it's like I just queen takes queen, check. King takes queen. That's not free. And then I have 2 pawns left. It's the same exact idea. I don't know what you're talking about. The king is literally right next to the queen. Let's set up this position and look at it. Let's do a new chapter. Clear board. King. That's right? Oh no. Okay, so it's white to play. So if I move here, take, pawn, 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 queen, queen. How am I gonna win the queen for free? You're right next to. You have to trade. Yeah, the king's right next to the queen. Black never has to allow a trade. So you just trade. You can never, like, you're never gonna get the king there. Let's see what Stockfish would say about this. A2. Rook. Literally exactly what I calculated is Stockfish. I told you, it's a basic endgame. Like, it doesn't matter what happens now. Like, any move Black makes is gonna lose. Why? Why? It's like, why? Get the king in the center. This is the absolute, like, moves that Stockfish wants to do. Checkmate. Yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. Sorry. Just like I was saying earlier. Random members of chat don't know what they're talking about. You just proved my point from earlier. Bravo. My point from earlier is, like, you literally don't know my life. Random viewers are never gonna know my life. You're not qualified to tell me how to you know, how to run my stream, or how to run my life, or how to move forward in my career or my mental health or anything. The people I've enlisted as mentors, who are trustworthy, who are knowledgeable, who are professional, like, experienced, those people are people I literally enlisted in my life to give me advice. So I don't care. I mean, obviously, I'm going to consider what you say, especially when it's something that's, like, kind of objective, like, hey, I could have won that queen for free. Well, let's look at it and kind of, like, prove you wrong or prove you're right. So that's a little different. That's like chess, you know, like, let's look at it, you know? That's always good. But I could not win that queen for free. In fact, let's assume I didn't make those moves. Let's look at what Stockfish has to say about the whole position. Let's go back to my study. Let's go to the study. Let's see what Stockfish has to say from the beginning. F6. Take the pawn. Oops. Take the pawn. Usually let it run for a few seconds just to make sure. Move the pawn. Yeah, it's the same exact thing. Rook. Yeah, for some reason this is better than this. It's like, what? Why? Oh, and then even wants to move the rook because it's not a queen. What? Like, why make a rook? It doesn't make any sense. I guess it just makes it more complicated, I guess. But it doesn't, because I could literally... It doesn't matter what Stockfish thinks, because in this position, it's a win for white no matter what, as long as you trade. Like, as long as you trade, it doesn't matter what black does. That's how you work with chess. It doesn't matter the exact move you do, because Stockfish is going to think, oh, that's, you know, this is the ideal way to move. But if the difference is you're still going to get checkmate. Like, it doesn't matter. Okay, and you're not supposed to be thinking like that if you're not like Magnus Carlsen or Hans Niemann with anal beads in his ass. No, I'm just kidding. He's most likely not. Here's the whole thing about Hans Niemann, by the way. Magnus Carlsen is like kind of like getting older. He's been in the top for a while. I'm not saying like he's lazy or bad, but honestly, like, you know, he does things like do streams where he gets drunk off Corona and like does, you know, troll openings, does stuff like he's basically just kind of going on autopilot, it seems. He's like, he's already been world champion. Like, you get kind of content with things. He's getting a bit content. And then you have someone like Hans Niemann, super young, full of energy, like ready to go out and take some names, you know, go out there and play his hardest, study his hardest, because he has something to prove, you know? So to say that like he's cheating is a huge disrespect. Because people could have said that about Magnus Carlsen when he beat Garry Kasparov, you know, when he was like 12 or something, or 14 or something. Like, age is actually probably more of a reason why he most likely didn't cheat. Because he's super young, full of energy, has like the, you know, the like everything to prove. Whereas Magnus Carlsen is like, I've been here for a while, I'm kind of getting lazy, you know. And you know, the FIDE and like the rest of the chess community, especially like the chess.com community, they're really attached to like notoriety. They're really attached to like names. And I think that's a huge disservice to chess, because chess literally has nothing to do with the ego. Chess is literally pieces on a board that are a puzzle to be solved. And once you start saying, oh, but there's no possible way someone like Hans Niemann could have beaten the world champion. So I almost feel like this whole thing is manufactured, because either that or the ego is just way through the roof. I mean, you have to, you know, you don't get to like super grandmaster level without having an ego. Let's just be real. Just like you don't become someone like XQC or Mizkif without having an ego. You know what I mean? You have to have an ego if you're gonna have any notoriety in life. Otherwise, you would just hang back and be quiet, right? Most people are not that level of need to be out in the spotlight. You have to have some kind of ego, and it doesn't mean that ego is a bad thing. It could be, but you know, like I'm autistic, and narcissism is really associated with being autistic, but it's not the kind of narcissism that people think about when they think of narcissism. It's like, in order to process the world, I need to see myself as the central character. That's kind of what it is. Well, check is gonna happen. If you block with this rook, well, the bishop is defending, so I can just check. And that's actually checkmate. You defend with this rook, well, I just take the rook, and then you attack the rook. But I just check, and all. And there's all sorts of stuff going on. Doesn't necessarily matter. Okay, here we go, and then I'm gonna win a rook. Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, I forgot, like, obviously. Bum bum. I have a check, and I'm gonna win a queen. This is checkmate. I'm gonna win a rook. Most likely bishop. And then I win a bishop. Check. Take with the pawn. Oh, and then I win a rook. And this is another issue where the king and piece are on the same diagonal or file. So I have a bishop here that can attack the rook. And not only that, but you can't even defend the rook, because the king cannot teleport like a knight. Same thing, the pawn just gets in the way. I guess it opens up the file. I don't know why you would put that pawn there, but must be a reason. Probably not the best plan. Oh, deflection. Take away the king, take the queen. Obviously you have a rook waiting there. Queen's under attack, rook's under attack. If I just take the queen. Oh, wait, I'm playing black. What am I thinking? If I take, the rook takes, and then I have a double attack. I have a check, and I'm gonna win. There's no knight that can come in. So I'm gonna win a bishop. The hell was that sound? Oh no, that was this. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, I have a rook that I can just take, but am I going to take with the knight or the rook? I probably want to take with the rook, because I get the file. And also the knight stays in the center. I could also just check. If I take the knight, and then I can just take the rook. Okay, attack the rook. Attack the rook, and then check. Rook takes, queen, check. And it's gonna be, let's checkmate. If I only was able to get rid of this knight, then I'd be able to checkmate. If I attack the queen, pawn takes, and now I can take the knight. Queen takes, checkmate. Oh, well in that case I just take the queen. Yeah, because that avoids checkmate. Like to move. Pawn can't promote, so I just start promoting. If you push the pawn, I just take it with the rook. Oh, in that case, trade, and then I promote. Check. Knight. Rook takes, king takes. Checkmate. Obviously not with the rook. Yeah. Okay, I can take the bishop. Yeah, then you take the rook. That would be bad. And then I only get a bishop for a rook. Take the queen. That's not so good. Well, then I take the pawn. Oh. Let's see. How come there's no button that allows me to, like... Lichess should do this. Lichess should add a button that allows me to put this into a study or an analysis board. Oh no, I can just load Stockfish here. Never mind. But they still should be allowed... Like, do what I did earlier, load it into a study. There should be a button that does that. Let's load up Stockfish. Queen takes. I mean, let's look at the obvious move, like... Okay, but... I mean, what if I just take the queen here? Well, that. What about this? Oh yeah, that's no good. Yeah, and if you just move here. Yeah, I don't know. It was a little weird. I think it's time to switch games. I'm getting a little bit of tunnel vision here.
The fog of war means is war is so complex, it's beyond the ability of the human mind to comprehend all the variables.
Let's get into some Valorant, shall we?
Are not adequate. And we kill people unnecessarily.
I'm feeling pretty good today. Way better than it was yesterday. I really had a hard time yesterday. I didn't do this on stream. I did make a TikTok where I was like really emotional, upset. I needed to somehow communicate to people how I'm feeling. I just feel like that's really important for me. It's really important for me to do that. Because it's really difficult for me to like go on and put on like this fake persona. Which probably, well, let's be real, I'm not like a famous person. So I feel like if I'm gonna create a sustainable platform for myself, it needs to be based on what is most sustainable for me. But I don't know. Either way, this is like autism at play. It's the reason why I've never really been successful in life at anything that I've pursued. Like whether it's a job or anything. Windows full screen. Get some quick shooting test. Get some basic aiming practice before we jump in, and I just do some deathmatch. I need to get a lot of practice, like for real. A little too high there. Does this not one-hit kill headshots, this weapon? Because I don't know if it's possible. Wait, is it? Let's see. let's just... Is it even possible? Yeah, it doesn't look like this one can do one-hit headshots. There's two-hit headshots. Lower my sensitivity just a little bit. I have a DPI shift on my mouse. Do I need anti-aliasing? Or VSync, I mean. Or did I even change anything at all? Okay. Lower settings. Also. Let's go. I can, with right click, can one shot. Oh, not from that far though. Yeah. Yeah, not from that far. I gotta get my sensitivity. Oh. go like across. Yeah, it needs to be like more physical for me. So it's like, go like, boom, 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 yeah. Boom, 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 boom. I just feel like there's like this like stickiness, like that, like I'm like tightening up. I need to like be looser. How loose is your goose? Does that change my Why is it 0.299? 0.3. I'm gonna switch. Oops. That one was a little slow. When it's further away, I'm a little slow. Even when it's close by, I'm slow. Yeah, let's go, it's armor. Oh, that's... Okay. How do I get out of here? Oh. What's over here? Fuck your TV monitors. Fuck your monitor. Fuck your monitor. Fuck your hat. Fuck all your monitors. Fuck your ceiling fan. How do I exit out of here? What? How do I exit out of here? The fuck? How do I get out of here? How the hell do I get out of here? The fuck? I also have to get some breakfast. I have to get some breakfast. How the hell do I get out of here? What the heck? Let's go to the job board. How the hell do I get out of here? Oh, I got a phone call. I'll be right back. Oh, it was just a scam call, pre-recorded. About your Medicare benefits. Like, they make you think that it's something serious. How do I get out of here? Where's the exit button? Is that it? How do I even get out of here? What? How the hell do I get out of here? What the heck? Match? Oh, leave match. There we go. I need to get some breakfast. I'll be right back. Hey, how's it going? Fuck, my dad is so fucked up. Jesus Christ. He's like so fucking deluded. He's like fucking drunk in the morning, first thing when he wakes up. Fucking, like, because he doesn't want to drive down to the fucking bank so he can get a check, so he can write the check, so he can have a place to live. And because he's gonna jeopardize the only stability I have in my entire life right now, is that I have a place to live where I can work on the computer. And if I lose this, I lose everything that I've tried to gain in the past couple of years with therapists, with my therapist, with my doctors. Just because he's like, oh, I'm in pain. I'm in pain. Well, then stop drinking two or three bottles of vodka a week, you fucking dumbass. Are you serious? If you think that vodka is a fucking pain medication, are you so fucking gone that you don't understand that vodka is literally inflaming every single muscle in your body that is trying to repair itself because you have like some kind of injury, and it's like delaying your recovery? It's like fucking cutting open the fucking wound every single day and then complaining why you have a wound. Fucking like destroying every single amount of progress I've made in my life. An autistic person who is literally trying to do everything to get out of here. Literally trying to take care of her life. Doing all the things that her doctor is asking. Doing all the things that I'm trying, I need to be doing in therapy to improve my life and learn the skills that I need to learn. And he's fucking just getting drunk all day and being like, I'm not gonna fucking pay the rent because I'm drunk. I'm in pain. I'm in pain. I'm in pain.